In today's video, we are going to be breaking down the Milwaukee Bucks and how they continue to win every single game that they play. If you're a basketball coach, make sure to go check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone defense down in the description below. Okay, so first off, in the fast break, they run this extremely well for their bigs. And that is getting the ball up the middle of the floor and then cutting out towards the side that their big is on. This is a fantastic strategy because now that's drawn multiple defenders, while sometimes it may be only one defender. In this case, it was two defenders. And that opened up the lane for Giannis Antetokounmpo to absolutely attack the rim and get what should have been an and one. And while I'm not a massive fan of Brook Lopez, he does have some pretty good post moves, and it helps that you've got another big who takes up a big defender in most cases to free up space for Brook Lopez to be able to hit these turnaround jumpers. And we can't deny that Brook Lopez is pretty hard to guard in the post. He's a big body who has a lot of strength, who can get these and ones. How he was able to get this and one is because off of this spin, watch what he does with his elbow. He's able to lock that defender behind him that we see right there so that he has almost an open lane to the basket. He gets this guy jumping early, which is good, so that he can get that and one. Now this is a fantastic play on its own, and it's really not exactly a play. All you're doing is swinging the ball from the wing to the point to the far wing, and then this wing player, being Giannis Antetokounmpo, cuts across the high post. This is actually a strategy that I tried teaching my summer AAU team, and they in some cases did run this pretty well. However, what I want to see, and what obviously the Bucks want to see, is that cut to the high post. That pass going into the high post, and the reason why this works so well, for one, obviously if it's against a zone, this just works ridiculously well because high to low post passes are something that are very easy to do against a zone. However, against a man, when you swing this ball around, your defender's attention is not necessarily still on you. So when you cut across, you're going to have that separation between yourself and your defender. Because your defender is going in this direction, you automatically know that you need to spin back the opposite way to attack that top foot. When Giannis spins, we can see that the corner man goes up to the wing. This can be an outlet pass for a three, but there's nobody stopping Giannis down there, so he just slams it down. Now, the Bucks in this play are running a 2-3 zone with a big man who's fast up top. Now, this works extremely well because he's so long that these kick-out passes can be intercepted, and that's what got Giannis a couple of baskets in this game and throughout the entire season. Most coaches, when running a 2-3, will stick their three biggest guys in the bottom and their two smallest guys up top to essentially guard, of course, the baseline and the high post or the point. Now, in this strategy is by having a long player on one of the top spots by a simple strategy of basically driving and kicking and then swinging can give you some easy shots. But if you've got a long big at the point, guess what? These kick-out passes will most likely be intercepted, and that's a fantastic strategy if you've got players like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now here we see the Detroit Pistons running a 2-3 zone yet again. By attacking that high post, you're drawing up the middle defender in most cases, and if your other big can slip down closer towards the baseline, you can get these passes through. Now, of course, at the youth level, you're probably not going to be seeing any massive alley-oop dunks like this, but if you've got two bigs, then you can get away with some passes like that. And then when you do drive the ball, if you're a big man and you draw a secondary defender, especially if you're the offensive man in this case, you want to slip down closer towards the baseline. This will give an open pass, and that's what we see here for, in this case, a dunk. If you're a big man or really anyone attacking and you see a secondary defender, look for where that defender came from, and you can get yourself maybe some easy assists. Now, here we have a big man in the low post, and we have Giannis on the far opposite wing. And look at the defensive faces right now. Everyone is paying attention to the ball handler, and nobody is paying attention to these two players on the opposite side of the court. Now, as a low post player, and I'm assuming that the Bucks coaching staff has told Brook Lopez to look for this, or at least he already knows from past experiences, and they've also probably from past experiences already told Giannis, and Giannis probably already knows that as soon as you have a lane and nobody is paying attention to you, you need to cut that lane. And as soon as that double team occurred, Brook Lopez got that pass through to Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was cutting backdoor because nobody was paying attention to him. Anytime that your defenders are not paying attention to you, you need to cut to the rim, call for the ball, post, ball, baseline, cutter, whatever the wording is for your team, and be able to communicate with your team to get these dunks or layups, you're going to be very successful. And then here off of the screen, they do a kick out pass to the corner, and because now, one of the reasons why this is so successful, these drive and kicks, is not just the kick out, but the swing afterwards. I'm actually teaching my U11 team this right now, is drive, kick, and then swing for the three, because now by kicking that ball, you're going to gather all of the attention of every single defender. You're going to have a guy wide open, you swing it, and it's going to be a wide open shot. And this is a simple strategy that every team uses at the higher level, but not necessarily every younger team. So definitely teach all of your players this if you're a coach. Now, this is personally a mistake on the side of the Detroit Pistons, and Giannis was able to capitalize. Giannis is a right-handed player, which means that if he spins to the right side, his right arm is already in line with the rim. It's a much faster shot. What I would prefer, and obviously you can't necessarily always do this at the youth level, but at the pro level, they should be smart enough to do this, and that is one pass away, don't go in and reach. It's not going to work. This is a simple kick-out pass for a three with a very good three-point shooter. What you should do is have the postman on the opposite side, being a right-handed low-post player here, to come out baseline and to double-team from the baseline. It's a much harder move for players to go towards the middle of the key if they're right-handed versus turning around for a jump shot as we see here. This is a much easier shot than going middle in most cases. So what I would prefer as a coach is this player coming over baseline, cut off the baseline, forces him middle, which then can collapse other defenders if needed. And this is how you can really beat a lot of really good post players if you understand what their dominant hand is. Because again, this could have been an open three-point shot. If he was to be forced middle and these guys were in their positions, he would be forced to do some kind of a hook shot instead of a kick out because these guys would be here cutting off any passes that would be going out to the perimeter. And obviously, Giannis is a good player to be able to understand that he needs to spin away from the help defender and get that shot because it's a much easier shot. Also, the Milwaukee Bucks have some really good defense off of screens, and that's what we see here. PJ Tucker's able to pull that, and then they're able to go all the way down to the other end. So this is why some of the reasons the Milwaukee Bucks are absolutely destroying NBA teams right now. Make sure to go check out the link down below for the Unbeatable Basketball Zone defense if you're a coach. And anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button and subscribe.